Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Dad, what's going on?
Alive and kicking. Hey, listen, it's like
Go
a
on.
number 74 plus. You wait for ages and suddenly they all come along.
I
Now
know.
then, West Brom, we've made our second summer signing by bringing in Josh. How do you pronounce his surname, Dan?
Josh Maja.
Josh Maja to our club. He literally comes from the French side Bordeaux. Now I'll
That's
tell
right.
you what, apparently he's joined the Albion off the back of his best scoring season to
That's
date.
right, actually, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's 16 goals, assists last season. And in my
Yeah,
opinion, Dad, listen, I think there's a lot of criticism at the start saying about Josh Maja may not be the player that we want just because of his record at Stoke. Fulham, he didn't get a lot really good, not loads of games, but it didn't work how did it there. Because I think he got one goal at Stoke and three at Fulham, like 15 appearances each. So it didn't look good for him there. However, in my opinion, he's 24 years old, Dad. And
whoa,
Carlos,
whoa, whoa, hang on,
I,
hang on. I think he's 24 years old, Dan.
that's what I mean. Yeah,
And
he's 24 years old, and this is the moment for him really to kick on his career.
yes, I do agree with you there. Nigerian international. Now, he used to play for Sunderland, Fulham, and Stoke, as you've said. Signed a 3-year contract, which is interesting. He also played youth football with Crystal Palace, Fulham, I think it was Man
Yeah,
City. Joining Sunderland as his first professional contract. Made 49 appearances, scored 18 goals. Dan.
exactly. And most of those people I really knew him from was I think most people in the comments that you watch this guys. Remember the Sunderland Tie Dye documentary, Dad?
Sunderland still, yeah, I'll tell
Yeah,
you what.
that one
That was,
there. Yeah,
yeah,
put in the comments. I remember watching that and thinking, "Oh, he's a striker, ain't he?" And he's been linked with us many times, us and Blues. And apparently, I've been hearing Dad. I think he was on Express and Star that we beat the likes of Middlesbrough and Sheffield Wednesday after him, Dad, and Bordeaux themselves. So really, it's a great
yeah.
little deal from us.
Should I tell you something, Dan? I know he's played a total of 178 professional football games, scoring 52 goals. Now, he made it into the French League's Team of the Year the last season just finished. I've got this feeling, Dan, that Carlos Corberán is attracting a certain brand of player to the club
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
with a bit of flair and something about them. Now, okay, you might say he's been at all the other clubs, but listen, he's in my eyes 24 years old, the right age, international. He's got it in the locker, Dan, I think. And shall I tell you something?
Go on.
And we'll come on to the other side. They're coming for one reason: Carlos Corberán.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I saw that when I was reading earlier on him. But no, for me, it's I wanted to see a strike. I think everyone did. I think it was reported the other day. Many people like you got these in the know. Everyone know about Twitter. All these in the know people who know like, oh yeah, I'll be bringing this person, this person, this person. I think it was reported that Cabell was coming at one stage. Then Kiefer Moore. The list could go on, Dad. But we finally got a striker, and to be fair, I'm not complaining at all.
Hey, listen, before we go on to other business, isn't it intriguing what's going on? Because I've got to be honest, Dan, you know my thoughts towards the ownership model. I have been getting really, really worried and really concerned. And I
Yeah.
think that from my point of view, right, and now I don't know whether this is true, but the information I've been reading on the internet, and trouble is you can't trust all the sources.
Yeah. I mean,
Taylor Gardner Hickman.
yeah, no, yes. It's really interesting that one because a lot of people have said that apparently he might be on his way to Blues. I'm pretty sure it's been reported. However, you say that, Dad, and then there's been reports about going to QPR.
He's
So
one of our own. He's one of our own.
you don't know, do you? I think for me, would you get rid of Taylor Gardner Hitman and would it be a loan permanent? Makes put down below what you think. But like, Dad, how much would you, if you were to sell him, how much would you sell him for, in your opinion, realistically?
Realistically, for starters 2.5 and rising, and they must put a clause in his contract. But for me, Dan, I would prefer him to go out on loan, not to go permanent, purely because I think he has got a lot to offer. My gut feeling suggests that him and Carlos don't see eye to eye. Now, I think that he probably might carry a lot of pressure on his shoulders, being from the youth academy and being one of our own, as we say. But I think that, how can I put it? I think Carlos's expectation of him is
Yeah.
he
No,
too
I
much.
could I completely agree with you there, Dad. I think it comes back to what he said to me the other day off camera. The fact that he's starting in the second string team as captain, which may be the reason that Carson doesn't think he's the next level yet for the Albion team, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Go on, what are you thinking?
But when you mentioned Forest Green, one thing's come to mind, and it's answered a lot of my questions. is all right. Admittedly, it was a friendly, and we put out a team of kids. But my golly, didn't they get some abuse? The Albion kids from us. So
Yeah, I know.
you can understand why there's a reluctance to play the kids. But you know something, Dan? Only a friendly, but I would rather him go out, get some games under his belt, see what it's all about in the big wide world, other than being at West Brom, and then come back a more polished player. Does he go with my blessing? Yes. On loan only, though, Dan. I wouldn't want him to go permanent, and certainly not the Blues. I'd rather him go QPR, because I know you're a massive fan of Gareth Ainsworth.
Says you. But no, Dad, go on, move on to it. We get another podcast on it. Yeah. Sarmiento, what are you thinking?
Wow. Now, this one, Dan, again is really getting my juices flowing in as much as, right, do you realise that he's played in the World Cup?
Yeah, he has, that's right.
Can you believe that?
No, yeah. For me, though, Dad, I feel like we did need a winger. That's the thing we missed. I don't think Albrighton was the man last season. You thought you were going to get the try and trust it from him with the balls in the box and whatnot. But with Sarmiento, you don't know. So I know he's got the skills in the locker. And let's hope he can get back to his form. Because I know I'm pretty sure. Didn't he get a massive injury?
Yeah, he did, actually. It's quite worrying because I think that certainly a member of the Ecuadorian squad, Brighton and Hove Albion, the young player of the season, 21-22 season, would you believe? Now, from what I know, he'll wear the number 17 shirt this term, the number which belonged to our Jed Wallace last year before he switched to number 7. So Sarmiento sealed the 21-year-old has sealed a season-long loan. He's made 13 international appearances. Now, I'll tell you something, Dan. Again, we've fought off a lot of competition from other clubs. 21-year-old, right? Again, he states that he's come literally for a desire to work with Carlos Corberán, obviously born in Spain. But I'll tell you what, Dan, again, he's come off a bad injury. We know that he's played 19 times in the Premiership. And I'll tell you what, although his goals record isn't very good, his assists, rather like Maja, looking good, Dan. I'm
exactly.
happy, you know?
Yeah. No, I completely agree on that. I'm excited to see what he's got to bring to the team. I'm not too sure if he'll be involved this Saturday. Maybe on the bench, you never know. But for me, I'm pretty sure I saw in the week about De Zerbi saying, the brand manager saying that he wants him to play at least 35 games plus. And for us, really, I think he wants to play his football, doesn't he, really? Getting back from an injury. And if we get the best out of him, in my opinion, he can be one of the best players in the Championship.
You know, I agree. And these are fun facts. I know you like your trivia. True or false? Although he's born in Spain, he represented England at youth level. True or false?
True.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yes, right. Because I think he's at Charlton, weren't he, or something like that?
Yes. You know something, Dan? He's got something about him, he has, you know.
Yeah.
Imagine this, Dan, a young 21-year-old, right, full of vigour, full of swagger, got a lot to prove. Bearing in mind, he's got a good breeding ground at Brighton and Hove Albion. I think they churn out some really good players, and I think he'll want to get back into football, and where better to kickstart his career at the Albion. And coming back to what you'd said, I was so disappointed in Mark Albrighton. I, for one, Dan, expected so much. I thought, wow, we've got a Premiership winner here dropping down to us. He's going to transform our team. He done completely the opposite.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. Let's not get away from the elephant in the room.
Well, you know what? Before we do, actually, can I say something? Because I know you want to do a quick segment on it, Dad. We haven't said this, actually, but about the passing of Trevor Francis.
Yes, you know something, Dan? You stole my thunder there. Thank you very much. Sad day, yeah. Although, yes, heavily connected with our neighbours, Birmingham City. A sad loss is Trevor Francis, because obviously everybody knows he was the first
£1 million
man. But I always remember the day that he signed, and I was obviously a young nipper, nice and slim, but not like I am now. And when he signed, Brian Clough, to defuse all the stress and the tension around it, right, turned up on the signing with a badminton racket or a squash racket on the table. And you know what? The next thing he done was Trevor Francis signed his £1 million contract, and then Brian Clough forced him to make tea for everybody, just so he down a peg. You can't forget what he done in what would nowadays be the Champions League, scoring a goal. He was a very, very good, accomplished player. By all means, I mean, I've never been fortunate to meet him, but very well respected within football, and certainly around the Midlands. I know that he played for Glasgow Rangers, Birmingham City, Nottingham Forest, Man City, Sampdoria, Atalanta, England international. Sad loss. I'm really sorry, and my heart does go out to the Booners because you know something. We've got to stick together in these difficult times.
Exactly. May rest in peace.
May you rest in peace. Well said, Dan.
Okay, Dad. So then, on to the elephant in the room. Go on then.
Diangana, baby. Diangana. Oh.
Go on.
Again, we can only pick up little bits that come out on the internet. And like you said earlier, isn't it funny? Somebody knows somebody else who knows somebody else. My information, and I don't know how legitimate it is, suggests that Leeds are in for him, and the starting bid's 4.5 million.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, really? Because, guys, makes you wonder how much you would take for Grady if you were to sell him, or maybe if you want to keep him. But for me, I just feel like with Grady now, he's been in the Albion for so long, and the first thing on loan, it worked out, and you thought, well, we got a plan around here. And then we got him a permanent, and he hasn't really got back to his form that we all know and love of him. And for me, my opinion, Dad, I think this is a time to cash in. I think it was reported that Albion went around the rumoured 7 million mark, which is fair enough. And then I think, as you said, the club like Leeds, you got your Burnley's interest, you got your Leicester's apparently. And of course, what's one an interesting one for me, or know your thoughts on it, of a Saudi club interest for it, around 7 million. What are you thinking?
I think that would suit him. If I'm honest, Dan, I think that he's missing the TLC that Slav gave him. I think he's very much one of these luxury, and I do class him as a luxury player, but he has got the skills in the locker. If anything, we may be holding him back because I tell you what, on his day, Dan, he's phenomenal. And I get so disappointed when I know what he's capable of. Well, all Albion fans do. And I think, you know something, I think for the benefit of the club financially and for his own career, I think a move. But I'm not too sure about Saudi, but then I'd love to see him back at West Ham, where I think he really enjoyed himself.
Yeah.
But I think you hit the nail on the head, Dan. I think the time has come now where we're struggling on and off the pitch, and I think that he would bring in some revenue. Oh, I'm sorry. I would be sorry to see.
How much would you say? Would you say? You know what? Fair enough.
Oh, Dan, this is where I'll go absolutely crazy. We bought him for something like 16 million.
12 million with add-ons to 18.
So how can we say, oh yeah, we'll have 5 million from? That's exactly why we're in the soup that we're in. Trouble is, you've started me off now, Dan. You started me off.
I know.
I'm ever sorry. I'm going to go on a rant. What was this nonsense about Palmer? Luton coming for how much did they offer?
Well, I was gonna get onto that actually. To be fair, with Alex Palmer, I think it was rumoured in the week that he was. I think Bolton game he was left out, wasn't he? And the fact that he was going to Luton for 2.5 million, which was like 2.5. Wow. And for Albion as well, to lose their number one, not even literally under a week before the start of the season, would be a massive blow for us, really. And everyone was panicking, especially me and you, weren't we?
Hey, let's get this right, Dan. We're West Bromwich Albion. We're sticking tradition. You know, with the trailblazers, and there we are going to accept 3 million quid for a decent.
Mind you, it was rumoured that apparently it wasn't actually 2.53 million. It was a bit more than that. But what do you think about this? Apparently, Carlos Corben got involved and stopped it.
Well, quite rightly so, because I'll tell you something. I bet he didn't know about it till the last minute. How can Dan, as a professional football club, fighting for our future on and off the pitch, sell a goalkeeper 3 million? Who are they going to put in goal? I've heard. Trouble is, you've started me now. I've heard that Griffiths is going to go. That they want to load him. Come on, Albion. Think about us, loyal fans.
I know. And you got to remember, Dan, I'm pretty sure up on screen now, Button's going to be leaving to Reading, it looks like, as soon as their transfer embargo is near the end of it. What do you think of that one?
Yeah, you know something, again, I didn't realise he was one of the highest wage earners within the club. So I think, again, for all concerned, we've met him on several occasions. Lovely chap, but his time at the Albion probably come to an end. Literally, by mutual consent, I'd say, from us, the fans, the management. It's just a shame, but I think for his own, his own mental well-being, you know, I think, I did hear that Sheffield Wednesday were interested in him as well.
That's right, but it looks like a Reading mate game. I think one of the reporters, can't remember his name, but I'm pretty sure he said that anyway. But the final one that to finish off is Lewis O'Brien. I've been hearing. Used to play under Carlos Corberan at Huddersfield. At Nottingham Forest at the moment. If you remember, Dad, we were linked with him, I think, won the transfer before, I think last transfer window, but they wanted a permanent clause being put in, which meant then that Nottingham Forest didn't have a deal with the Albion, tried to do with Blackburn, didn't get over the line, so went to DC United. Would you take him?
Yes, I would. Yeah, I know that. I was watching something the other day with Simon Jordan, who quoted that Tony Pulis says, "Let's get some bodies in the building," and we need bodies in the building. However, Dan, you've got to feel for Carlos Corberán, because it's going to be his first full season in charge. He's trying to put a blueprint to the team, and he doesn't know whether he's got his goalkeeper, his best midfield players, his creative players. All I'm going to say is this. I cannot wait, Dan. I cannot wait for the season to start. Me, you, and Beck, and like thousands of other Albion fans will be at Blackburn Rovers. And I'll tell you what, I cannot wait to see. Something, Dan. It feels it's been a long time. You know what?
Come and see everyone with you.
I just love the Albion. I want the best for everybody concerned, and I wish Carlos Corberán and Tim all the best. But I just don't hope, Dan. I've got this horrible nagging feeling there's going to be some more shocks before
probably
the kick off.
On that last question for you was, make sure you put your thoughts in this one. Transfer wise, any more additions where, Dad? For me, straight away, as has been reported, Breach is out for 4 months. Left back has to be happening.
Yeah, well, to be honest, Dan, left back and a right back, and he's one for you then. Is Richie's career over at the Albion?
Yes, it is. Yeah, I think it's been for a while. The fans don't rate him. I don't think it's worked out. A 3-year deal. I was a bit sceptical of that one at the start. And then with a year left, and now he's at 4 months, there's a lot of we're going to sell him. Isn't it good, is it?
No, all I'll say is this, because I know that you were banging on about it. We're at least we haven't got the dubious record of being the first club in the EFL not to have a player before the new season. So we've got rid of that. We've got Carlos Corberán's future in doubt. We don't know about what's going on behind the scenes, but all we can do as fans is support our lads through thick and thin and do the very best that we can. Because you can change many things in life, Dan, but if you're a true football supporter, you should never change your club.
Exactly.
So before I lose my blood pressure and God knows what else, all I'm going to say is,
guys, if you watch the video, make sure to like, subscribe, peace, and it's
showtime.